My name is Hanae Weber. A lot of people know me as Hana, and I am the lead civilian interpreter here at Old Fort Niagara. I tend to specialize in women who are attached to European militaries in the 18th century. I kind of fell into it on accident. My parents took me on vacation when I was 16. We went to first Mount Vernon, and there was a really excellent first-person interpretive program there. And then we also went to Colonial Michilimackinac that same summer. And I loved watching the interpretation there as well. And so when I was 20, I applied for a seasonal interpretive position and got it, and just have kind of never gotten out of it since. I like interacting and connecting with the public. It's really neat to be able to talk to people about things that they don't know about, and sometimes even to talk to them about really uncomfortable topics or topics that are difficult. But it's the best moment is when you can see the light bulb go on above someone's head, or when you can learn something new. A lot of times I'll teach visitors something and then they'll follow it up by telling me something that I didn't know, either about history or about something today, and that's a really nice part of the job. I like that the most, I think. So historic militaries, up until around like the mid to late 19th century, relied very heavily on the labor of women and civilians to function. Definitely in the 18th century, which is most of what we do here, and earlier than that, European militaries do not function without the inclusion of women and civilians, and that's a fact that those militaries were aware of and were, I guess, like kind of in support of. At least they weren't actively discouraging it. And if we want a complete and accurate picture of what 18th century military life is like and how those militaries function, we have to include people who are not soldiers, because that's what 18th century militaries were like. I think a lot of modern people have this idea that women of the past were kind of passive bystanders in their own lives. Things happened to them. They didn't really have any control over the outcome. And that's just not true. Certainly, women of the past had a lot of limitations, especially compared to today. Lots of times and places women couldn't formally own property or vote, things like that. However, they were active participants in the things that happened around them and in their lives, and women were capable of, and certainly frequently did, make choices about their own lives and the outcomes of situations. And sometimes that was at the risk of their own safety or even their lives, but they did it anyway because they felt like it was the right thing to do, or because it was a choice that they had to make. And so they are definitely not just letting stuff happen to them and just kind of like, nothing I can do. There is agency in the past, even with those limitations. I admire a lot of women for a lot of different reasons, so it's hard to pick one. Certainly, different people have different skills, and so I admire different historic women for those different skill sets that they have. But I think if I really had to pick like one person who I would like to get to know better or spend time with in person, it would definitely be Elizabeth Simcoe. She was just such an interesting person in personality, so open to trying new experiences, to traveling, to like doing exciting things, and I think that she would just be a really neat person to talk to and get to know better. I would like to expand our programming further to encompass more of the women and other civilians who were here in the 18th century. Currently, we talk a lot about women who are formally attached to military, so doing labor for them in an official capacity. And certainly they do make up the bulk of the people who live at the fort who are not soldiers, but they are not the only people there. It would be really wonderful to do more with officers' wives history. Niagara has a surprising amount of officers' wives who choose to come to Niagara with their husbands. There is also the topic/issue of domestic workers here. Some of those domestic workers are people who are paid employees who are willingly coming to Niagara from other places in North America or even from other places in the world. But some of those people are enslaved people, and their stories and the labor that they provided matters just as much as any of the soldiers or the military women who are here. And I'd like to be able to tell more of that story and expand that picture out to include them. Feedback is always good. We're here for you, the visitor. And so if there's something that you would really like to see us cover, let us know. You can email pretty much anybody on our website and tell them, that this is a topic that you are interested in seeing us look into, do a program on, do a presentation on, that kind of thing. But honestly, kind of overall, financial support is always what we could use here. And this month we are running a fundraiser to help fund our Women's History program. And if you donate to that, you will be helping us to achieve some of those goals that I outlined. Throughout March of 2022, we will be running a GoFundMe campaign to help support our women's and civilian programs here at Old Fort Niagara. By donating to this campaign, you are helping us to provide high quality and unbiased history to you, the visitors. If you can, please click the link below and donate now. If not, you can support us by visiting Old Fort Niagara or by sharing this link with others so that they can donate. Thank you so much, and hope to see you this summer.